All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your weekly update video that starts our week of 413 through 417. So let's go to the actual assignment and see what's going on this week. All right. So again, schoolwork 413 through there through 417. Again, you should be finding these on my website here, and here's all the weeks that we've done so far. And if you click on it, there it goes to there again. Again, I need you to make sure that before you turn anything in, you remember what I said on this video of how I want things done. Otherwise, we could have an issue. All right, so first, let's get started with this stuff. All right, so I updated grades. Now you guys, so a lot of you did the study questions, a lot of you did the benchmark, and this is the way it worked out for extra points. The study questions were 2 points each, so 50 extra credit points possible, and the Cold War benchmark was 100 points possible. So some of you got 100% on that test, and you got 100 points extra credit. So your grade should be reflected with this one. But as of right now, I have not finished grading the study questions. So my goal is to have that done by the end of the day today on Monday. And then you'll see what you got on the 50 and on the 100 and how it affected your grade. I'm going to scroll down really quick before I talk about the assignment to late work. For you, if you have a F in the class, you have a chance to pass this class still. All right, but it's going to require a couple things. One, it's going to require to do the daily assignments or the weekly assignments that I assign every week between here and the end of the year, because they're all extra credit, so your grade's going to go up by doing that. And two, it's going to require you to do the late work that you have missing. So go to Aries and look, do I have any of these late assignments? I'm still taking them till this Friday, the 17th by 10 p.m. Again, outline 10-1, outline 11-1, website still, cutouts, chunking summaries, the pamphlet, the summaries, all these things I will take for half credit if they're fully done. Let me make this clear. I am only taking late work if the late work is completely done from this point forward. So if you turn in the summaries and there's 3 summaries there, I'm not grading it. All right, I'm grading it if you complete the late assignment, not if you do half-ass work. All right, so it is only if you complete the assignment. So if you want to turn in outline 10-2, just finish it, and then I will grade it for late work. But do not give me half an outline. I want to make sure that you did it. So if you want to pass this class, you still can. You just need to do all your late work, and you need to do all the work that we go from this point forward. So again, this week we will be starting the Cold War DBQ. Now, before we left for break, I left you the DBQ. I gave you the DBQ. Some people were absent that day, so I emailed it to everybody. So everybody should have a copy, I think, at this point, one way or another. But I don't want you to use the one I gave you. I want you to use the one I linked here. So if you click on here, Cold War DBQ, it will take you to the one that I want you to use. And it's basically the same one. It's just I wrote a couple comments on this one, and it's connected to what you're going to do. So as you could see, it says the DB question is right there, the answers to the DB question. It highlights that this is the background essay, and then it gives you the assignment of what you're going to do. Here on this one, answer the background questions 1 through 5. Then on document A, it says T4. Your assignment is to T4 document A and answer the questions 1 through 6. And then the document B, again, T4 document B. See, and it tells you right there on the left side, T4, all of that. And then answer questions 1 through 5. You see, 1 through 5. The same thing for C and the same thing for D. So I want you to use this one because it specifically tells you what you got to do. Now, the question you might be asking yourself is, well, how am I going to T4 this if it's all online? The way we're going to do it is you are going to click on this link right here, the DBQ Google Doc T4 answer sheet, and make a copy of it. Right? When you make a copy of it, this is what I want yours to look like. So I want you to copy this, so highlight it, Control C, and then click on here and open up the answer sheet. This is where all your T4ing and this is where all the T4ing and the answers to the questions will go. All right, so you're going to go to File, so you can make a copy, make a copy. When you make a copy, here is where I want you to type in what you highlighted over here, this part right here. So you had copied it, now you hit Paste. And see here, you got to change it to say your period 2, and then actually highlight here and write your full name. All right, I want your full name there. I don't want it to say the words full and name. I want your full name. And see, CW, Cold War, DBQ, T4, and answer sheet, then your first and last name, and then period 2, 1, 4, 6, 5, whatever it is there. All right, and then you hit OK. Now, once you do that, like you've done before, it makes a copy of it. And now this one is your copy. And you'll know it's because your full name will be here. All right, the first thing I want you to do is go click share, make it public, and that way when you link it to my website by 10 p.m. on Friday, and I click on it, I know I could open it and be able to give you your points and grade them. So hit save, and now it is public. Now it is your version, and here is where you will answer. So you will answer it here. Now, one thing that you're going to have to slightly change is the DBQ itself on the background essay has number 5 on the first questions. It has all of these words here. So it says number 5, define each of the following. So what you're going to have to do on yours is when you get to number 5, you're going to have to hit enter and tab. And then here you write the first word, which is communism. And then you write communism, and then you give me the definition. And then you hit enter, and then you write capitalism. And then dash, and then your definition. All right. And then you're going to go to the Cold War. Let me change that real quick. And then you're going to go Cold War. And then again, your definition. Okay, so when I graded, I'm going to look at your questions. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 for questions 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when it says define each of the following for number 5, I'm going to see the long list of all your words. All right, so this is for the background essay. Now, because the background essay is fairly long, all of this right here, you're going to read it and you're going to T4 it, except instead of using the red pen in class and writing on here, writing the comments here on the side, you're going to have your Google Doc open and you're going to write 8 different entries. 8 different entries, as we describe here on your assignment, where you will be doing the same thing but writing the comments, and the questions, and the connections, everything that you normally would write down. So where you write down your comments, your observations, your connections, your questions, all the T4ing things that you normally write down in red ink, you're going to write it down right here, 8 of them. Now, again, the background essay is fairly long, so that's why I want 8 of them. Now, when it gets to the documents, A through D, I want you to write 5 of them. And if you look at your answer sheet, for every one beyond the background essay, where it says T4 entries, is only 5. So you put 5 different things that you got from the document A, and then you answer the 5 questions there. As you can see, there's number 5 and number 6 actually. And then you go to document B, you put 5 things that you T4'd from there, and then you answer the 5 questions there. Document C, 5 different things from document C that you T4'd, and then you answer the 5 questions. And then you go to document D, 5 things that you observe, the connections, anything from T4ing there, and then you answer questions 1 through 4. This must be completed by Friday. So when it is time to turn it in, you are going to have 8 entries for the background essay of T4ing, answer questions 1 through 5 with all those words there. Document A, 5 entries, 6 questions answered. Document B, 5 entries of T4ing with 5 questions answered. Document C, 5 and 5, and document D, 5 and 4. And once it's complete, and by the way, when you enter here, so you're going to say something right here. This is the era right after World War II. When you hit enter, it makes another list. It makes another number. Don't hit enter. So instead, because you already have 8, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're done with one, put period and then click on the next line. And then you'll be able to type in this line and then click, type. Because if you hit enter, you look at the bottom where it says number 8, now all of a sudden there's a 9. We don't want 9, we want 8. So again, when you're done with the entry, so this is an entry, this is an entry, this is an entry, you click here, you click here, you click here, and then you have all 8 done. All right, so this is what you'll turn in. So you'll go to my website under the periods. Right now there's nothing there because I haven't activated it yet, but by Wednesday it will be, and you'll be able to click on your period, click on your name, and then highlight your answer sheet with your full name in period 2. All right, so make sure that you have everything done by Friday. Remember, every single part of this is extra credit. So if we go back to the actual schoolwork, it gives you everything I just talked about here. Now we will be writing this DBQ essay, but it will be next week. We're going to do the introduction to begin the week, and then you're going to have the rest of the week to write the essay. All of this is extra credit to help you grade out. It is due, this part again, is due by Friday by 10 p.m. Now, this DBQ should be fairly easy to write. Why? Because we covered the Cold War, the unit before we left. And if you look at the documents themselves, so the question it asks you is, right, what was containment? What was it about? What did it have to do with the Cold War? We know containment was what President Truman used to try to stop the spread of communism by using money and avoiding using the military. All right, well, this one is going to give you examples of how he did that and why we had this type of war. So the first one documented the telegram is the long telegram. Here, basically, it is going to T4 the idea of that speech we talked about. We talked about that speech where Stalin gave a speech into the Soviet Union 6 months after World War II, and the telegram is basically the information that came out of that speech. And this is where he says that we can't be friends and that a war is inevitable, which made things very, very scary. Then document B is going to deal with the Berlin blockade and Berlin airlift. All right, we talked about this in class under notes number 2. All right, so if you want to go back to notes number 2 to look at the Berlin blockade and airlift to remember, go ahead, do so. And then you get the information from the documents as well. Then the Korean War. All of notes number 3 were about either the Chinese War or the Korean War. So sections 3 and 4, Korean War, go over it again. Remember what we went over. And then the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is the end of notes number 5, where we try to get rid of Castro in Cuba, and he got help from the Soviet Union, which led to nuclear missiles being put in Cuba and started this 13-day crisis. All right, we went over that in notes number 5 as well, and you're going to get this document to T4 as well. So this stuff is not brand new information. We've talked about every single one of these. All right, so for this week, we're getting ready to write the essay. You're basically, at this point, just getting your T4 done and getting your questions done. Due by Friday. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm available on Remind pretty much all day. And once again, we have a session today at 3 p.m. and I hope to see you there. Thank you guys. See you later.